And here is the finished product. There you go, a nice carnivore pancake. This looks absolutely delicious, so I'm gonna leave you guys now so I can go ahead and eat this. Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in and welcome back to another episode of Carnivore Kitchen. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make some carnivore pancakes. But before I start, you guys know the drill. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, ding ding ding. And if you don't want to watch the entire video, I will be including timestamps in the description so you can skip ahead to the section that you need. Now onto the actual recipe. Before we actually get started with the recipe, what exactly are we going to need? Well, obviously we're going to need a skillet to put the pancakes on. Next we are going to need some eggs. We will also need some cheese. I'm going to be using some Pecorino Romano cheese, but you could use whatever cheese you like. And then we will also need some MCT oil to spray the pan, and then some butter. We're also going to need a bowl to put the eggs in, a scale to weigh out the cheese, and then a fork, knife, and spoon to mix everything together. Step one is going to be to crack the eggs. For this recipe, unlike other recipes that I've shown you in the past, we are going to be using the whole egg. We're not going to be separating anything, so that's one less step that you guys need to worry about. And the reason that we have the scale is to weigh out the cheese. When I made this recipe in the past, I did a 50-50 combination of the eggs with the cheese. When you put in the cheese, it's going to seem like a bit much, but trust me, a 50-50 split is going to be perfect consistency. So the two eggs are roughly 100 grams, so we're going to put 100 grams of the Pecorino Romano cheese in here, and then once we put that all in, we're going to go ahead and just mix everything together. Again, don't be afraid to put in the amount of cheese that you're putting, because it's going to seem like a lot, but once you actually mix it all together, it's going to come out perfectly. Now we're going to just go ahead and mix everything up, and while we're mixing that up, we're going to go ahead and preheat the skillet by turning it on low heat. For this recipe right over here, I'm using 2 eggs. You can use however many eggs you like. The only requirement is that you do a 50-50 split with the eggs and cheese. And now that everything's mixed up, this is what it's going to look like once you do mix it. So it is going to be pretty thick, but it's going to come out perfect. Now we're going to go ahead and spray the skillet with some MCT oil. I like to use quite a bit. You don't really need to use that much. And if you want to be really strict, you could also use ghee or butter, but I like the MCT oil, so that's what I'm going to stick with. Next, we're going to raise the skillet up. I'm going to bring it up to about a 6, so medium-high heat is what you want for this one. Now we're just going to go ahead and use the spoon to scoop everything up and shape it in the shape of a pancake. Alright, now that the batter is all in the skillet, we're going to go ahead and use the spoon to just flatten out the pancake a little bit and get it into a nice circle. And then we're just going to cook it until the bottom is nice and brown. Once the bottom is nice and brown, we're going to go ahead and flip it. And then once the other side gets brown, then we're going to go ahead and eat it. Pancake is almost ready to flip, but before we flip it, what we're going to do is add a little bit of butter to the pan. Usually I'm not a fan of using salted butter. I always get the plain butter and then add my own salt, but I've made this recipe twice in the past. The first time that I made it, I did not have my regular butter and I only had the salted, and it came out absolutely amazing. The second time that I made it, I added salt to it and just added the plain butter, and it wasn't quite as good. So for this one recipe in particular, I am going to be using salted butter, and I have a nice square cut up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a little bit, put it in there, and then the remainder I'm going to place on top once it's all finished. You guys can skip this step, it is optional, but it did come out really good when I made it this way the first time. Just go ahead and add that to the pan, and you can just move it around over the butter. It gets all around the pancake. And the pancake looks like it's about ready to be flipped. Perfect. Just gonna let it sit there. We're gonna put a little bit more butter, one little piece right around the side, and in about 4 to 5 minutes, it's gonna be all ready to eat. Now let's just take a look at the bottom, see how the color is, and perfect. It's all ready to take off the pan, so we can turn the burner off. Let's go ahead and put that in the plate. We'll put the last square of butter over top, just to make it look nice and pretty. And let's just take the remaining butter that is left over and just pour it right over top of the pancake. And here is the finished product. There you go, a nice carnivore pancake. This looks absolutely delicious, so I'm going to leave you guys now so I can go ahead and eat this. If you enjoyed the recipe and you would like to see other recipe videos in the future, go ahead and leave your comments down in the comment section, and whatever gets the most likes, I will try my best to make that type of recipe. But that's pretty much it for today. If you enjoyed the recipe, be sure to smash that like button so I know to make more recipe videos in the future. And if you're either new to the channel or haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, as I will be uploading new videos every single day. That's it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you again tomorrow.